We were calling this a must-win game for Canada because even if they got a point, they put themselves in a pretty sticky situation going into that final group stage game against the home nation with only 2 points. But Dee, they get the full 3. How much does this matter?
Yeah, it's huge. Going into the game with 4 points, obviously, versus 2 or 1 is completely different. Australia, either way, is going to be a massive game, especially against that home crowd. I think we know every game in this group of death has been a ton of pressure. Opening game, always so much pressure against Ireland. I think the idea of this underdog playing fearless, who's going to come in with this physicality, that's hard to go into as well. And then of course the hometown heroes are up next. So I think having those 4 points is huge. And I think the second half is something they're going to take a lot of positives out of.
Yeah, what did you see change with the Canadians from that first half to the second?
They aged a bit, didn't they? I think they brought on like 300 caps, and I think Sink and Sophie had been patiently waiting in the first half, and then came on and made a statement. Sink got on the ball early, got the ball to Heidema, created a chance early, and you could tell it had changed already. And then what can you say about Sophie Schmidt? I think she's had a journey with Bev. Bev didn't start her early on when Bev came into the team, and Sophie's just quietly been plugging away professionally. She's been having an incredible year again in Houston. And she's still doing it on the international stage, and what a difference she made, and what a goal. And she likes to score against the Republic of Ireland, as we've seen.
Well, and she also said this is going to be her final World Cup, so she wants to make an impact. And that's exactly what those substitutions did. And Bev Priestman has never been shy to say that she wants to be a coach known for making crucial substitutions, quick when it needs to be, doesn't want to sit back and be criticized of you were too late on that. We saw that in that Olympic gold medal game. She brought out Janine Becky, she brought out Quinn, and she had substituted in Leon and Grosso, and we all know how that final game went in Tokyo. Now here, in a very crucial match, she was quick again at the half to make substitutions. She made 3. Now, Kadisha Buchanan, that was probably an illness thing, as we know, but Shalina Zadorsky comes on in, Sophie Schmidt, Christine St. Clair, they come in as well for Evelyn Vienne, and so Evelyn Vienne comes out, and Shalina Zadorsky goes in. So many substitutions were happening in this one. How much does that matter as well to a team when you have a manager who's bold that way and who isn't afraid to make those changes?
Yeah, I love Bev subs, and I think I love them because they're always a bit unpredictable to me. They're never necessarily the ones I would make. And like you said, going back to Tokyo, I think there were so many times watching at home, I was going, wouldn't have done that. And then 5 minutes later, that player is making an impact. So she's got a knack for it. I think it's a strength. Hopefully Quiche too. I mean, her coming off for sure could be illness. I think it doesn't hurt too, her resting 45 with a yellow. We've got a couple center backs with a yellow card, which we know play a huge part in a tournament. And then how about Chloe Lacasse? I mean, just being one of the Canadians in top form out there. And I think another example of a really impactful sub for Canada.
Yeah, so I was trying to spit out that it was Grosso who also came out of the match, and Sophie Schmidt went on there. I do have to give a little bit of love to Katie McCabe's goal for Ireland, scoring that Olympico. Kaylin Sheridan completely outstretched, trying to stop it. So yes, maybe we could talk about the beauty of the goal, but also, did you have an uh-oh moment?
Yeah, I mean, we all probably did in Canada. I think obviously not the start we wanted, especially against a team that was so up for it. And I think, McCabe scoring the goal was just so fitting for Ireland. I think for everyone, I think the world's going to be disappointed not to see them progress, because I think they're a fun team to watch, and in their first World Cup. I think either way, they've made a difference at home. They're another one of these countries who hasn't been there in the past, where maybe there hasn't been the support for women's football, and now they're on the world stage. It's there, and I know for a fact people in Ireland are talking about this team. So I think they've moved the needle, and what a leader and what a player she is. What a fullback, one of the best in the world for sure.
How do you bounce back from that? We did see after the goal, the Canadians quickly huddled. Don't know what was said. Maybe in the press conference, they'll shed a little bit of light on that. It did look like they were a little shell-shocked. It's one thing to give up a goal. It's another when it's so early, D, and it's another when it's like completely beautiful and leaves you stunned. How do you regroup?
Yeah, they did the huddle. I would say it didn't quite work. We spent the rest of the half still not really looking like we fully rebounded, I think. Unfortunately. And of course, I think it was in a Fleming interview we've seen already, you know, it takes getting into form throughout the tournament and it takes a bit of luck. And we got that at the end of the half. And then, you know, it took halftime, whatever Bev said at halftime, and some subs to actually hit that next gear. But yeah, the goal and I think the pressure, whatever it was, we couldn't seem to find our footing in that first half.